Hello, everybody. So happy to be here. I'm going to give people a moment to jump on. If you're here, oh, hey, Johanna. If you're here, say hi. I'm actually streaming to a bunch of different places right now. I've got to love StreamYard. It's really cool. Hey, Brandy. I'm on YouTube. I'm in the Creation of Living group on Facebook. I'm in the Being the Source group on Facebook. I'm on my personal page and my business page. Hey, everybody. Hey, Lars, Melissa, Stephanie, Bo, Berdine. Facebook user. If you don't allow StreamYard access to your account, you show up as Facebook user. So, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I am check translation ready. Oh my God, that's cool. I didn't know we were translating. How does it get better than that? Gosh, what a time, huh? I'm gonna record this on my audio because this is also day 22 of Being the Source. So a lot of you guys know because you've been on them, but I do these 30-day programs and I love them. I'm like totally addicted to them. I've tried to stop, but then I just haven't been able to stop because I like doing them so much. So right now I'm in the middle of one called Being the Source, and we do a Facebook Live every day. And today is day 22 of that one. It's been amazing. We do like a little energy pull, energetic exercise. And like a little mini class or whatever. And so I woke up this morning. Well, I'm gonna start the audio for that. And then we're gonna go. So welcome to day 22 of Being the Source. So we're doing this different today because I woke up this morning with just so much inspiration in my world and just like a real sense of a different possibility. And it came out of actually like a lot of kind of intensity lately and a little bit of kind of almost like hopelessness and just weird stuff going on in my world. And so what I wanted to do is actually go live here on everywhere on Facebook rather than just the Being the Source group. So you guys are getting to, if you're not in that class, you're getting to peer in and listen into our conversation for today. Because I just had so much to say and I was like, God, we can talk about this today, but I want to talk about this with everybody. So we're talking about it with everybody, and feel free to share and invite, and we're on YouTube as well. And just, what else can we create? So there's a million things that I wanted to talk about. But basically, one of the things that's been going on for me lately, we have, I'm closing my stuff on Facebook because my computer gets slow sometimes. So we have, these, hold on one second, close tabs. Okay. We have so much going on in the world right now. And, we've got a pandemic that's been going on for 10 months, leading into a holiday season, which is usually often, a very tricky time for a lot of people. It's one of the weirdest years that we've had in the history of the world. And a lot of us are, there's all this weird stuff going on with government and a lot of control being imposed on, everywhere, really, with, talk of mandatory vaccinations and this, pandemic and all this stuff. And I'm not going to get political, but a lot of us are really aware and desiring a different world. And there's, this is all going on alongside so much change with the planet and like the earth itself. And you know, Zach Bush having these amazing conversations. If you haven't tapped into him, please do. That was one of the things I wanted to do today, was just share some resources with you guys. He's having some amazing conversations, and there's David Attenborough and all these, you know, Kiss the Ground, all these documentaries that are coming out about what's going on with the earth and the desertification of the planet. And we're at a crux point, you know, we're really at a crux point for something different. And the earth is asking, and we are asking. And so often it seems like there's just, I know for me lately, it's just had this feeling of like, not enough, like there's not enough change. There's not enough, you know, like there's not like I basically have gone to a sense of hopelessness lately. Not a ton, but like way more often than I would like to. And I'm just closing more windows here, so I have good speed. And so, okay, there we go. So it, like, to me, I just have dipped into so many more moments where I'm like, fuck, man, is this actually going to change? Like, is everything that we're doing to create a difference in the world, is it going to work? And I know I'm not the only one, which is partly why I wanted to do this Facebook Live. And I wanted to make it public. And it does tie in with this energy of being the source. Like, we are a source for a different reality. We are like the hope and the gift that the planet requires, that consciousness requires, that we all require. But one of the things that, you know, we talk a lot about a lot in Access Consciousness is how we, you know, those of us that are the seekers of the world, we do things differently than everybody else. We don't function the same as the rest of the world. We have been so trained and entrained to see ourselves as wrong, and to see that, you know, we're messed up or we just don't get it. And I know a lot of times for me, like, I look at the world and I think like, I mean, this has changed a lot since I've been doing Access Consciousness, but where I'll look at the world and go, I must not get something here. Like, I think I'm probably just kind of dumb because I don't get something here. I don't get how to be in the world. I don't get how to move in the world. I don't get how to relate to people in a way that seems to work. I don't get, and what it boils down to is that I don't get how to function from judgment truly. And do I have judgments of me and other people and things? Absolutely. You know, it's not that I'm judgment free, but inherently we don't get, like, it's not our true nature to function from judgment. And so we make ourselves wrong, you know, and by doing that, we cut off our receiving from everything that we've made wrong about us. And the thing is that what you've made wrong about you and what you don't get in the world, and what, like, the things that seem so obvious to you, where you're like, I mean, I look at it and I'm like, okay, so we, like, there's a solution for to change the desertification of the planet, and it wouldn't even take that long, and it doesn't require new technology. We just have to choose to do something different, and it will allow us to have sustainable life on planet Earth. It would actually create more money and abundance for the people growing the food and the cattle and the meat and the, you know, like, and it would heal the earth, and it would sequester carbon, and it would change global warming. Like, it's a win, 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 win. And I look at that and I'm like, so why don't we? Why don't we do that? Like, what's the deal here? You know? And yes, we are, you know, some people are doing this and choosing this. And this is just one example, you know, or like looking at COVID and going, wait, but we have immune systems. Like, nobody's talking about that. Like, we have immune systems. This is part of evolution, you know? So all these things that seem obvious, but where if you go to the wrongness of you, you are eliminating this huge swath of what is actually true for you, what is brilliant about you, and you're eliminating it from, you don't get to have access to that. And what happens is the very thing that is going to substantiate a different reality, create a greater world, make things different in the world, the very thing that you have that is the gift of you is now not accessible to you, and therefore also not available as the gift that you be in the world. And it's like, let's change that. Let's change that, And when we look around and we see like the like preponderance of control and the preponderance of domination and invalidation of our bodies and our immune systems, and invalidation of the earth, and invalidation of everything that we know to be true. And that's this like overarching conversation in the world right now. When we look around and we see that and we see it and we go, like, to me, this is where I can go to the hopelessness, because I'm like, isn't this just so obvious? Like, why is this not the overarching conversation that we're having? Why aren't we talking about the biome and the planet and like soil, like regeneration, and how that regenerates our health and how it makes us immune to viruses? Like, there's a generative reality of living and health and abundance and vibrance and like verdancy for the earth and therefore our bodies. There's a generative reality that is available to us, and we're not choosing it, and it's so easy to be like forlorn or to have that sense of hopelessness in those moments. And yet, and this has been a thing for me lately. I don't do hopelessness. Like, that's not an energy in my world. And yes, we have this beautiful tool called Who Does It Belong To? And please use it. It's basically just acknowledging that you're not fucked up. Like, you're aware of everybody else's stuff. Katie, you're so sweet. I loved seeing your beautiful pregnant photo yesterday. You're just looking gorgeous. So it's that, it, like, when you know something and you look at the world and you go, but why aren't other people doing this? Why aren't other people talking about it? And you go to the hopelessness or the frustration or the being despondent or, feeling like it's never going to change. That's the moment to choose something different in your own world. Because the thing is that we are not going to create the planet, the earth, the world, the living, the health, and the vitality for us and planet Earth. We're not going to create it by fighting what is. We've tried it. Fighting doesn't work. Fighting perpetuates what is. Anything that you resist and react, you have to buy as real and true, and you lock it in as a reality. You, the source, you, awareness, you, an infinite being, you, the powerhouse that you actually be, even if you don't want to know it. You lock that in as a reality. This is how we feed the limitations of this reality. This is how we perpetuate the limitations of this reality. We lock it in by resisting it, by reacting to it, by fighting it. We also lock it in by going to hopelessness. That is exactly what the powers that be, and I say that in air quotes because they are not the powers that be. We are, guys, we are the powers that be. Capital B, capital E. We are the powers that be. we lock all of this stuff in as a reality when we buy it, when we orient ourselves toward it, when we let it bring us down, when we resist it, when we get angry about it, and it's not to say, no, we got to go be perfect and happy, because shit happens and stuff comes up. And this is the beauty of having each other and having, the tools of access consciousness and whatever tools that you have that help you to, be something different. But so what do we do with this? What do we do with this? And this is where we've been dynamically sort of trained and taught to believe that we can't, like, that in order to change something, you have to do something. And doing an action is part of being. We have this beautiful book, Being You, Changing the World, written by Dr. Dain Heer. Please read it if you have not. And he actually has a 3.5-day class that starts tomorrow night, and also a taster class tomorrow night. You could just do the taster class. Being You, Changing the World, one of the most dynamic classes that you can take, and you don't have there's no prerequisites or anything. So that's happening, which I'm really excited about. But because the conversation of being is one that doesn't exist in this reality, and it goes beyond the orienting to the despair and the hopelessness of the planet. It goes beyond orienting to the control systems in place due to the pandemic. It goes beyond, orienting to, the destruction of planet Earth, or trying to fight Monsanto, or, government, or whatever. It goes beyond all of that. And it reaches into this energetic reality where we can actually, as this sort of like network of possibility on the planet that is growing, and you may not see yourself as a part of it or see yourself as a huge contribution to this, but please, this is part of why I wanted to do this. I needed to hear this today and lots of days lately, and I get that other people might as well. It goes beyond like everything that is, and we reach into this like network of energies and being and joy and choice as a reality, and happiness as a choice, and the choice to be alive, and the choice to choose things that only you can choose. And I can talk more about this to give you some tools for how to access that. But that is where we begin to substantiate and grow and expand possibilities to the degree that they literally overwhelm, overshadow, drown out, and render obsolete all of the technological realities, the artificial intelligence, the lies and the limitations that so many people believe are real and true. One of the greatest gifts that you can be to changing that, to changing all of that stuff, is not buying it. We don't change this reality by fighting it, going against it, going to heads with it. We change it by ignoring it. Let it die on the vine. If you have a plant that doesn't get sunlight or water, it will die. Your awareness, your joy, the beauty of you, just living your life and being kind to you, being kind to your body, being kind to the planet, being kind to other people. That is the only thing that is actually powerful in this world. The reality of control and diminishment and invalidation and destruction and devolution is dying. It is dying. Sometimes the death process involves a rearing of its ugly head. Let us not feed it with our hopelessness. Let us not feed it with our belief in limitation. Let us not feed it with believing that we are pathetic. Let us not feed it by resisting it, reacting to it, aligning and agreeing with it. Let us ignore it. Go and be joyful today. Choose something that makes you sing today. Recognize that you have choice, that others don't have, every single one of you. You have choices that others don't have. We all do. It's part of the uniqueness of who we be. Play on that playground today. Nurture that universe today. And as you do, acknowledge that you're not just having fun and frivolously living your life. Acknowledge that you are changing the world by engaging energies, the energies of joy and possibility that will not exist on this planet if we don't choose them and usher them in and substantiate them and make them greater every day by going, you know what? It's our time. It is our time for joy. It is our time to be alive. It is our time to contribute to each other. It is our time to be kind to ourselves. It is our time to be kind to our bodies. It is our time to recognize that we have choice. One of the things I was looking at just as an example of this is that I was watching some beautiful footage today. My sweet, amazing friend Andy Hoig shared this beautiful video on, or I guess it's a series on Netflix called Moving Art, and it is exquisite. It's footage of the earth. Ocean. The one I was watching was on oceans and all this beautiful music and just footage of beauty, like the stunning beauty of the planet. And this is part of what inspired me to do this today, because I was like, this earth is so beautiful. It is such a gem in the universe. It is this like jewel in the universe. Thank you. Eva and Burkett shared the links to the Netflix below. Thank you guys. And I was like, gosh, I haven't traveled. I haven't like gone to beautiful places. I live in beautiful places where I live in Colorado and in Seattle, so much beauty. But I was like, oh, the ocean. I haven't been to the ocean, and not since February, which for me is a long time. And I started to go into this thing where I was like, gosh, COVID needs to change so I can travel again. And I was like, no. I can travel. I can travel. We can travel, guys. We can travel right now. We can. There's some restrictions and there's some hoops to jump through. But the control systems of the world with this whole pandemic really desire for us to believe that we can't, that we don't have mobility, that we can't be with people right now, that hugging somebody might kill you. You know what? Fuck that. Hugging somebody will never kill me. And of course, you always want to ask, right? Like, be in question, let your body give you information that it has and awareness that it has. But I will not buy in to that. Not from resistance and reaction, but I was like, where would I like to go? Because I can. Where would I like to go? Penelope is going to the Caribbean. I love it. Yeah. I mean, I know a whole bunch of people that just went to Mexico for a class, It's like, I'm so happy you guys are traveling. Some of you are commenting. I don't know who Facebook user is very bad and wrong, has 3 trips booked for the next 3 months. That's beautiful. Yeah. And I've been traveling in the United States, but I just haven't been. And part of it has just been, I've looked at the energy of different trips and it hasn't been light. But now it's like, no, it's time to live again in a different way. And what we've been told we can't do, we can. We are not. Oh, it's Brandy. Oh, cool. Oh, it's so cool. I'm so glad to hear you guys are traveling. Yay. But we, this world is, the earth is here, the world is here, we are here. There are beautiful people on the planet. So like you guys, fuck, man. So many amazing, phenomenal people, and so much beauty and so much possibility. And what if we were the broadcast system for that? Like, what if we lived so loud with so much joy and so much potency and so much choice and so much sovereignty that we actually overwhelmed and made obsolete the control, the limitations, the destruction of the earth, the pandemic, all of this stuff. What if your living and your joy was so loud? And I don't mean loud in terms of like go and shout it from the rooftops, and maybe that's what you do, but I mean energetically, even silently loud, that it overwhelmed everything that is not real. We have the power to choose that. And this is part of being the source for a different world. Being the source for a different world. Now is the time like never before. People are getting fed up and waking up and going, what else? Like, there has to be something else possible here. Let us be that. Please acknowledge that everything that you do, everything that you choose for joy, for vitality, for aliveness, for living, for being, is a gift beyond what you might be acknowledging. And when you acknowledge that, everything that you're choosing gets louder and stronger and more dynamic in ways that we don't even realize. It's like a silent revolution of being that also involves words, like right now, me coming and talking to you guys, but it is our time. And the only thing that cannot be destroyed is consciousness and joy and you being. That's the only thing that can't be destroyed. So let's live, guys. And anytime that you are having a hard time getting to this space, you can come back and watch this video. It'll be on my YouTube channel, so in case it gets buried in Facebook feed. But please reach out to somebody that can contribute to you, because it's time for us to be with each other in this way as well. We have each other's backs. And we actually have created a Telegram chat. I have created a Telegram chat where we just share these kinds of conversations. Sometimes I post videos and, whatever questions, and people contribute to each other. And you're welcome to join. So maybe somebody can put a link in the comments below. Oh, thank you, Brickett. Yeah, so that's available too. And please, join us. And if you, are having a moment and you're like, fuck, man, having a hard time finding my happy today, ask for contributions in there, and you probably have other resources as well, but that's one if you would like to join. And you can just go in there and connect with people that are asking for something different. So thank you all so very much for being here. Please do, if this has been a gift or a contribution to you, please share. Do the like, comment thing, just so it pumps up in the feed more so people see it. That's the algorithm of Facebook and YouTube, I guess, as well. And share it. I really, like those of us who have been thinking we were so wrong, it is our time to get out of the wrongness and into the brilliance and the joy and the ease, joy and glory that we be. And that is what changes the world. We can put down the fight, and buying anything is real, and be the source for something different. Thank you guys so much. I adore you all. I hope to hug you someday soon, very soon. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah! Have way more fun than you're supposed to.